I've been wanting to do a video about Breatharianism for a very long time. This is Lena at Remembering Wholeness, and this is my attempt at sharing my experience with Breatharianism. I have been on the Breatharian path, the Pranic Living path, for over 15 years. It has been a long time, and I don't want to take too much time of this video sharing what my journey has been, and yet if I'm to define Breatharianism, it's a culmination of all my experiences. You know, the simplicity of what I might share is that for me, it's been a journey to health. Simple. A journey to health. Depending on who you look at on YouTube or what you read, you're going to get a lot of different people's individual experience, because ultimately it is an individual experience and I can only share mine. So I have been fascinated, and more than fascinated, it feels fully in alignment and resonate with me in this journey. And it has been so full of so much reflection of myself. So if we were just to look at it as like the simplicity of a definition, let's say breatharian, not eating, and in some definitions it's not eating or drinking. And just the idea is expanding, right? You know, we're brought up, we're conditioned, we believe that we have to eat and we have to drink in order to live. And then all of a sudden, you know, the belief is changed. And some people are going to not be interested in this, and other people, it's going to be like spark a light and a reminder of who and what they are, who or what I am. So in this journey, it has been everything. Yes, I have gone months without food and felt great. I've never gone for more than, to this date, I've never gone more than 3 days without water. I'm looking forward to next week actually doing the Ray Maurer intensive in Peru, and I'm going to go for 4 days. I have gone very long periods of time without food. I will say that the experiences during this time were miraculous. There was the first time that I went through a huge shift in my body was, gosh, how many years ago now? 10 years ago or so. And what it felt to me is that that I went through a whole reset, basically. It felt like my spinal fluid completely like cleansed and shifted. And what was amazing is like all these little chronic pains that I had, and even I had some plantar warts on the bottom of my feet for years, and everything just disappeared. And I will also say, in the miracle of everything disappearing, life was also happening. Children, stresses, and you know, a spiritual growth and learning. And it's all part of the journey, really, is learning about yourself and defining what health is. So at this point, today, I define health as balance, as vibrancy in both my emotional world, my physical world, and in my connection to source. So given that all of these need health and balance, when I decide to focus on something like eating, not eating, or fasting, or trying new or different ideas around how I'm taking care of myself, whether it's to lessen the EMFs or to have more argonite around me or to drink distilled water. All of these, I'm my own experiment. I'm learning from my own experience and my own self as an individual, as a sovereign being who can only talk about their own experience. So on that note, it has been incredibly powerful. I found that the first time that I went a few months without food and felt great and went through this cleansing through my body, I would say, now in reflection to it, that my ego got involved, and there was a sense of wanting to grasp onto, being special. I watched my ego want to take it and play with it and feel special, and yet I wasn't really willing to participate in that. I could see it for what it was, what it is. At this point today, I really, really, really like to eat, and I really, really, really like to not eat. And I really, really, really want to eat foods that my body is happy with, and I really, really, really don't want to eat foods that my body isn't happy with. And that in itself is a journey, depending on the emotional world, depending on what's happening in my life, what's being stirred, what is detoxing, in me. So back to my definition of breatharianism and my experience with it is that it's not a thing, and it's not something to hold on to, and it's not something to become. It's something that we all are. We are, when we begin to understand ourselves as vibrational beings and understand that we are interconnected and that everything is source and consciousness, and as our spiritual awareness begins to expand, I became more conscious of how my body is playing its part in this time, in this relative reality, and that things that seem opposing to one another can actually be happening simultaneously. And yeah, I don't know if this is very helpful. I just really, really, really wanted to share my personal experience, because I really am so grateful for other people sharing their personal experiences, that in this journey, and when I started, there was no internet, and it was hard to find information and people talking about it, and now all these beautiful beings are sharing their experiences. So it's really like an invitation. It's like, I'd love to hear your story and what your experiences are, even your things you don't like, or things that scare you about it. Basically, it's a movement towards loving yourself and being healthy, and it's not about not eating. It's really about the love, and it's really about loving what you do decide to eat, and loving yourself, freeing yourself from shame, freeing yourself from guilt. And it's exciting to me to feel that this vessel that I get to be in can be shining and feel great, and I'm looking forward to even more and more health, and a deeper understanding of what health is for me. And it's not an arrival, it's this ongoing journey, and I would really love to hear how the journey is going for you. Thank you so much, love. I really appreciate you watching this and listening, and I would love to hear back from you. Thank you.